Every single day of our lives, we are compelled to either use our phones, TVs, computers, or any other form of technology, because for most of us, our lives revolve around it. I think we could all agree that if you say, go to the Apple store and buy yourself an iPhone, then you take ownership. But what if I told you that even though you paid for it, it doesn't belong to you? It actually belongs to a random person working for the NSA and is using it to spy on you. Honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, public surveillance has gone too far. And as a society, we need to draw a fine line between public safety and invasion of privacy. Let us first discuss the methods that the government is using to spy on us and why privacy does not exist in modern day. Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and the United States are all part of a supranational organization devoted to recording information from people around the world in hopes of preventing crime, terrorism, and to discover war tactics from enemy countries. The nations belonging to this organization are known as the Five Eyes and are not allowed to spy on their own citizens. So as a result, one of the other 4 countries belonging to the organization must spy on that country and then share the results that they received. For us, that's the United States of America. The CIA and NSA gather intel from us, and we, Canada, which is the RCMP, CSIS, and CSC, gather information from them. To an average citizen, this may seem like a good thing. Countries exchanging data in hopes of preventing crime, right? Well, it's a little more than that. Many could argue that since 9/11, public surveillance has increased enormously. But by increase, I mean literally every phone call, email, or search that you make can and will be recorded. CIA leaked documents reveal that now even smart TVs are being used to spy on citizens, and that even if your phone is off, all of its data, your personal information, and camera and microphone is available to them. Former CIA agent and NSA agent Edward Snowden revealed to the world that every single move you make is trackable. 35 years ago, when the internet had just been born, intelligence organizations were still using old-fashioned methods of espionage to track potential criminals, like wiretapping and cameras, which was fine. But now it's gotten to a point where you can't even get out of your own house without being watched. For example, lie in your own bed, and you'll be surveyed by cameras and microphones linked to all of your devices. Get out in your backyard, and drones and satellites will record your every move. It's hard to believe, but these organizations are so powerful that if they wanted to, they could keep records of every single person currently living on this earth, and that without the permission of its people. Now, we must ask ourselves, is all of this spying even doing anything? Well, according to the CIA and NSA's mission statements, they're supposed to be providing a huge role in public safety. Although Judge Richard Leon states that the United States actually holds no record of imminent terrorist attacks being stopped by the Five Eyes program. Back in 2013, Obama had claimed that supposedly more than 50 terrorist attacks had been stopped all across North America because of the NSA. But to counter that argument, Democratic Senators Mark Udall and John Wyden said that yes, the NSA had provided some intel regarding the potential attacks, but that the information they acquired actually played little or no role in these discoveries. Now, many of you may recall the shooting that happened back on February 14th in southeastern Florida. The shooter, Nicholas Cruz, had been posting disturbing pictures of himself holding guns and knives. He was clearly showing a violent behavior all over social media. And what did the Five Eyes do about it? Absolutely nothing. In fact, there were 19 school shootings recorded all across the US in the past 2 months, almost all showing signs before they were carried out. So, if the Five Eyes are supposed to make sure that things like this don't happen, then what's the point of even recording everybody's digital information if they can't even use it to protect the people when the time comes? Now we've discussed the unethical methods that the government is using to spy on us and why it's pointless because it doesn't seem to help much. But why should we worry about it all in the first place? Why is privacy important? Shouldn't only terrorists be worried about hiding their information? Well then, following that logic, if I asked you to let me view all your internet browsing history along with all your online accounts, then you should be fine with it because you're a good citizen and you have nothing to hide, right? See? We all have things to hide. Not just terrorists and criminals. We all have things to hide. And we may think that everyday innocent activities are harmless for the rest of the world to know. But when compiled with the rest of your life history, one wrong move could alarm officials, potentially making them think that you're subject to criminal activity, even if you didn't do anything wrong. All it takes is for you to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and you might end up in jail simply because you did not take precaution when it came to your privacy. And it's not just the government we have to worry about. all of this information being recorded and filed under your name can end up in the wrong hands and again be used against you. So the next time you make a phone call, text a friend, send an email, be careful what you say, be careful what you do, because you never know, someone might be watching you.